All right, everyone, welcome. For today's explainer, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take one single, what seems like a very simple Mandarin sentence, and we're going to put it under a microscope. We are going to unpack its grammar, its sounds, and maybe most interestingly, the stories that are hidden right inside its characters. You're about to see how just one question can reveal the incredible depth and really the elegance of the entire language. So let's get started.
And here it is. This is our subject for today. 这是什么颜色? Now, at first glance, I know, it looks like a basic functional question you'd learn in your first week. But I want you to start thinking of this sentence as a key. It's a key that unlocks a masterclass in Mandarin grammar, in the subtleties of tonal pronunciation, and even gives us a glimpse into a pretty unique cultural perspective on what aesthetics are all about. So let's begin our analysis.
Okay, so to truly understand this phrase, we first have to take it apart, piece by piece. Think of it like a mechanic, carefully examining an engine. We're going to deconstruct this sentence to understand the function of every single component and how they all work together so perfectly. This, right here, this is the foundation for clear and accurate communication.
Now take a look at this. This table really shows off the beautiful simplicity of Mandarin sentence structure. Let's just walk right through it. First up, you have 这. That means this. It's our subject pronoun. Simple enough. Next, 是, which is the verb to be. It just acts as a simple connector. And you've noticed there's no conjugation here, no am, is, or are, which is a point of wonderful efficiency in the language. Then we have our question word, 什么, meaning what? And here's a crucial point. Unlike in English, Mandarin doesn't flip the sentence order around to ask a question. The question word just sits right where the answer would be. Finally, we have 颜色, the noun for color. So the literal word order is, this is what color? It's just so logical, direct, and really kind of elegant, isn't it? Excellent. Now that we've got the grammar all mapped out, let's move on to the sound. As you all know, Mandarin is a tonal language. And getting the tones right, well, it isn't just about sounding authentic. It is absolutely fundamental to being understood. One word with the wrong tone can become a completely different word. So let's isolate each of these sounds and really practice its specific tonal melody. Let's start at the beginning with 这, ze. This is a fourth tone, the falling tone. I want you to think of it as a sharp, decisive command. It starts high and it drops quickly. Ze. See? It's firm. A really common mistake for learners is to make it flat, like ze, or maybe even to make it rise, ze. That changes the entire feeling of the word. Let's try it together. The correct way, ze, and the incorrect way, ze. Can you feel that difference? It's huge. It's the difference between making a statement and asking a question. Okay, next up we have 是. Now, this is also a fourth tone, so we have two of these falling tones right back to back. 这是. You have to give each one its own full, distinct drop. The other common pitfall here is that initial sh sound. In English, sh is pretty soft, right? Like in the word shoe. But in Mandarin, this is what we call a retroflex sound. Your tongue actually curls back just a little bit in your mouth, and that creates a harder, more forceful sound. 是. It's not she. Listen really close. 是. It's so crisp and clear. And now for 什么. This is such a beautiful combination of tones. The first syllable, shen, is a second tone which rises. A good way to think about it is to imagine you're asking a question in English, like, That upward inflection, that's the feeling of a second tone, shen. But the second syllable, mei, is a neutral tone. It's so light and quick and completely unstressed. It kind of just tags along for the ride. All the emphasis is on that first part, shenma. The mistake is to give both syllables equal weight, like shenmei. It just sounds unnatural. It should flow, shenma. And finally, we have 颜色. Here we get that classic rise and fall melody, a rising second tone followed by a falling fourth tone, 颜色. It goes up and then it goes down. 颜色. It has this beautiful contour to it. Students often rush this one, kind of blending the two sounds together. To really master it, you have to practice it slowly. Give that yen its full rise before you commit to the sharp fall of s. Okay, let's try putting the whole phrase together now, really focusing on these tones. 这是什么颜色? Wonderful. So we've covered grammar and we've covered pronunciation. Now we get to go deeper, and this for me is where the language truly comes alive. You see, Mandarin characters aren't just phonetic symbols. They are ideas, they're pictures, They're stories all compacted into a single form. By looking at the components of the word yansa, we can uncover a meaning that goes so far beyond a simple translation. Let's examine this first character, yen, yawn. In modern Mandarin, yes, it's part of the word for color, but its roots are all tied to the concept of the face, or one's facial expression. And this brilliantly illustrates a much deeper cultural concept. The idea of face in Chinese culture, or mianze, is all about one's reputation, their social standing, their prestige. So this character isn't just about a physical face. It's about how one appears to the entire world. Now for the second character, sir. This one more directly translates to color, but its meaning is also broader. It can encompass the general appearance or look of something. It can be used to describe the complexion of a person or just the visual quality of an object. So you can already start to see a thematic link building between yen and sir. Both of them are deeply concerned with visual presentation.
So here's the crucial point. This is the big reveal. When you combine yen, which means face or prestige, and se, which means appearance or look, you get yanse, color. In Mandarin, the concept of color isn't just some scientific wavelength of light. It is poetically and logically understood as the face appearance of an object. It's the very essence of how an object presents itself, its visual character, its face. Isn't that just a fascinating way to conceptualize the idea of color?
And this brings us to what I think is the most important part of our lecture today. Why do we spend all this time on a deep dive like this? Why does this nuance even matter? Well, because understanding these layers is absolutely critical for anyone who wants to truly connect with the language, especially if you plan on living or working in a Chinese-speaking environment. This is the bridge between just knowing words and actually understanding people. You see, when you know that yanse means face appearance, the word is no longer just some abstract sound you have to memorize. It's a logical concept, and that makes vocabulary stick. But more importantly, it gives you an insight into a cultural perspective where appearance and presentation hold incredibly deep meaning. When you use the language with this kind of understanding, you are communicating with so much more depth and with more respect. Native speakers can sense this. They'll see that you've moved beyond just being a student who translates to becoming a true speaker who really appreciates the logic and the history that's embedded in their language. This is how you build genuine rapport. So think about what we just did. We took one simple question, what color is this? And inside of it, we found grammar, phonetics, poetry, and cultural philosophy. It's a powerful reminder that language is never just a tool. It's a living artifact, a carrier of history and perspective. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Now that you know the story inside these words, what hidden stories do the words that you use every single day in your own native language contain? Thank you.